Right, welcome back grade 8s. We are now going to look at the CPJ for fit and fix repairs. Please excuse my tripod here, but this is the only way for me to fit the actual page onto the screen. Okay, so here I've printed out the instructions for the CPJ. You should also have it there on Google Classroom as one of the attachments. So this is then activity 1 for the CPJ. Now you will remember that we asked when we posted on Google Classroom that you try to do the CPJ for the same business below the CRJ that you've already done. So here is the CRJ for fit and fix repairs that we've completed just now, and now I'm going to show you how to do the CPJ, the cash payments journal. So the same instructions as for the CRJ, they once again gave us the information on Tommy Showers. He started fit and fix repairs on the 1st of March 2020. And then they give us the instructions as to which columns we must provide for the CPJ. Bank, wages, packing material, and sundry accounts. So once again, we start with the heading. So just as you did for the CRJ, I normally tell my students skip about 2 or 3 lines before you start with the CPJ. So let's start over here. So here I will write then cash payments journal of fit and fix repairs. That's the name of the business. Then the month and the year, March 2020. They told us it's CPJ1, but we also know he started the business, so it must be labeled as CPJ1, the first CPJ for this business. And then we underline, and then we can start with the columns. So once again, the first column there is my document number column, then the day. Now the bigger column is called name of payee, and that just means we're going to write the name of the person or business whom we are paying. Then once again, our folio column that we're leaving for grade 9. The first column in your CPJ will always be bank because all payments are made out of the bank account. Then they told us make provision for columns for bank, wages, packing material, and sundry accounts. So wages is the next one, and packing material is the third column. So we're not using this one, but there can be a business that perhaps has equipment and trading stock next year and repairs or whatever, depending on what type of recurring or payments this business has that happen often. But in this case, they only have these 2, but there is a space for more. And then we have once again our sundry accounts. Sundry accounts, and again details, folio for later, and amount. And then you underline again so that your work looks neat and tidy. Good. And then we're ready to go with the recording of the transactions. Right, the first one there on the second, bought a printer for the shop from Huge PC for 5,100 and paid by check 001. So there is our source document number. Document number 001, that's the check that we've issued. We get that information from the check counterfoil. Now, the day is the 2nd. Bought a printer. So from whom? From which business? Huge PC. So that is our name of payee. What's the amount? 5,100. Now grade 8, remember, every payment that we make, whether it's with a check or via EFT, straight into somebody else's bank account, that money has to go off the bank, the money in our bank account. So every amount is always first recorded in the bank column. 5,100. Now you will notice that we don't have an analysis of receipt column. Firstly, we don't receive anything in the CPJ, we're just paying out money. And secondly, we don't want to have a till column in the CPJ because we're not supposed to ever take money out of the till in our store. That's bad business practice. All payments that must be made must be done straight from the business's bank account, and that's for control purposes. Next year, you will learn about payments out of the petty cash, or actually in grade 10, but for now, all payments are made straight from the business's bank account. Okay, so what was this for? We bought a printer. What do we call a printer in accounting terms? Yes, you're right, it's equipment. Good. Is there an equipment column? No. So where do we go to? If there's no column allocated, we go to the sundry accounts. We write the name of the account in details, leave folio for now, and we write the amount. And that's the first transaction there. Good. On the 7th, cash the check to pay the week's wages, 800 Rand. Now, can you see that they don't give us a number for that check? No. But we know what? That the document numbers must be in numerical order. So if the first one was 001, the second one must be 002. The day is the 7th. Now you can see that we do not have a person or a business name here. That's because we wrote cash on the check. That means the finance lady or the accountant can take, or the owner can take that check, go to the bank, go to the teller and ask for cash immediately in return so that the employees can be paid the week's wages. So therefore the name of payee is cash. The amount, 800 Rand. It comes off our bank account, so we record it in the bank column. Then we ask ourselves, what did we do with that money? We used it to pay wages. Is there a column for wages? Yes. So I write it in the wages column. If I already wrote it in a column of the bank, do I have to go to the sundry accounts? No. It's only if there isn't a column for that transaction. Next one, on the 8th, pay the municipality 1,300 via EFT. If I pay via EFT, we know that the document is bank statement. Why? That is where I will see that the transaction took place. Whom did I pay? Municipality. Right, so that's my name of payee. Where did I get the money? I got the money to pay the municipality from my bank account, the business's bank account. 1,300. What did I do with that money? I paid water and electricity. Is there a column for water and electricity of the bank? No. So then I go to my sundry accounts. So in line, I write water and electricity. Right. The folio I leave open. What's the amount? 1,300. Good. Next transaction on the 13th. Cashed another check to pay wages. So the last one was 002. So this one is 003. Once again, I write cash. What's the amount? This time it is 1,000 Rand. Do I have a column for wages? Yes. What did I do with this money? I paid wages. So I write it in the wages column. Do I write anything there in sundries? No. I've already told over here what I've done with the money. Good. On the 16th, paid handyman wholesaler 6,200 via EFT. Right. So it's the 16th. We paid via EFT. Ne? So our source document is bank statement. Whom did we pay? Handyman wholesalers. Right, nothing in folio. How much did we pay them? 6,200. That's the money that went off our bank account. Now, what did we use it for? Look here, it says 3,800 was for consumable stores and the rest was for packing material. So let's work with this part first. 3,800 consumable stores. Is there a column for consumable stores? No. So I go to the sundry account. Consumable stores, amount 3,800. And then they tell us the rest was for packing material. Is there an amount for packing material? No. So how do I know how much is that then? Okay, yes, I hear you. So we need to take the 6,200 and subtract that 3,800. And then that amount that's left over will then be the packing material. So let's see. 6,200 minus 3,800 equals 2,400. So the 2,400 is then for packing material, and I put it in my packing material column. So please be aware of the fact that we made one payment to Handyman Wholesalers for 6,200. That is the amount that you will see on your bank statement, in the business's bank statement. So you cannot have 3,800 and 2,400 below one another, because it was one payment made to one business. So the full amount is in bank, and then I go and I split it up to whichever column it belongs. All right, so that's one that you must watch out for. Good. On the 18th, paid pen and paper 210 via EFT for paper for the printer. So the date is the 18th. We paid via EFT. Bank statement. Whom did we pay? Pen and paper. What's the amount? 210. That's the money that we got from our bank account. We took it out of our bank account. What did we use this money for? Paper for the printer. What do we call paper in accounting terms? Yes, it's stationery, because it gets used up. In a month or two's time, I will need to go buy another ream of paper. Is there a column for stationery? No. So I will go to my sundry accounts, and I will write down the name of the account, stationery, and the amount is 210 rand. Right, on the 21st, we cashed another check to pay wages. So the last one was 003, so this one must be 004. Cashed the check, so the name of payee is cash. What was the amount? 1,200 this time. So 1,200 in bank. What did I use the money for? I use it to pay wages, 1,200. Still on the 21st, bought more packing material from Handyman Wholesalers for 350 and paid via EFT. So bank statement again. I do not have to repeat the date. Whom did we pay? We paid Handyman Wholesalers, because it's still the 21st. Handyman Wholesalers. Right. What's the amount? 350. Now you can see it's 1 day, 2 transactions, but I keep the amounts separate. Why? It is separate transactions, it is separate businesses or beneficiaries, so I cannot add these two amounts together. Once again, on my bank statement on that day, I will see two separate amounts, 1,200 going off and 350 going off. What did I use this 350 rand for? More packing material. There's a column for packing material, so I put it in the packing material column. So it's not like the 21st over here is not like that day in the CRJ where we had 2 transactions, put the money in the till and then take one amount to the bank. Remember, we do not have a till here. This is straight out of the bank account. Right, we're done with the 21st, then the 27th, it said paid cell galore 950 rand via EFT payment for the owner's private cell phone account. So again, bank statement, we paid cell galore, right? How much? 950 rand. So this money comes out of my bank account. Now, what did we use this 950 rand for? Payment for the owner's private cell phone account. Good. People, what do we call it when the owner uses business money for his own private expenses or payment? Yes, it's drawings. Okay. Is there a column for drawings? No. So I'm going to put it in the sundry accounts. Drawings. And the amount is 950 rand. Now remember what we said. It's very important to keep track of any transactions where the owner uses the business money for his own expenses or payments. Why? You can't see it now under this tripod foot, but the owner gave 60,000 and then another 5,000 later in the month. So in effect, the business owes him that 65,000 rand. That's how before the business has made profit or maybe a loss. If we just look at that 65,000 rand. But now he's taking back 950 rand. He's using that money for his own things, not to do with the business. So it's very important to keep track of any money or any payments that the owner uses business money for. All right, so that's drawings. Good. Then the last one on the 31st. The bank statement from Nedbank showed an amount of 108 Rand charged for bank charges for the month. All right, so it's again bank statement. It says Nedbank is the business's bank, where the business has its bank account. It charged us 108 Rand bank charges to manage the business's bank account. Is there a column for bank charges? No, so I go to my sundry accounts and I write bank charges and the amount is 108. Okay, grade 8, and that's basically the transactions that we've done, then recorded for the month. Okay, so the same rule applies as for the CRJ. Nee? We have to total the columns at the end of the month. Once again, you only need to add or underline the columns that we physically use, but if you want to draw it right through, it's also not a problem. Okay, so let's check quickly. Please also double check me that I don't or haven't made a mistake, but we'll do our checking exercise as well. 210, 1,200, 350, 950 and 108. 17,218. This one is fairly easy. I think it's 3,000. This one looks like 2,750. And then if we add those ones, 5,100, 1,300, 3,800, 210, 950 plus 108. Right, 11,468 I get. Okay, so now once again, what is our rule? The bank columns total must be equal to the other money columns added together. So let's say 11,468, which I have, plus 2,750 plus 3,000. Wait, that's not right. Let's try again. 11,468 plus 2,750 plus 3,000. Right, let's see, 17,218. So then I know I have calculated or added the columns correctly. Good. Right, so now just that's basically how we then do or record transactions in the CPJ. So I hope this helped you to now physically be able to see what will my CPJ look like, what will my CRJ look like if I use the physical journal 8-column book. Right, grade 8s. So in the next session that we'll have, we're going to look at if I give you transactions that's mixed together, CRJ and CPJ transactions, will you be able to sort them and compile or draw up the business's CRJ and CPJ? I hope this helped you.